Most of the people who watch horror movies watch them because they love to be scared. That's why so many people who watch horror movies are picky about bad movies and unscary ones. To them, movies are either terrible or amazing, with no in between. Well, the problem is, some movies are neither terrible or amazing. Take, for example, Ghost Ship. Released in 2002, it follows a ship salvaging team as they stumble upon the mysterious Antonia Grazia, a 40-year-old Italian cruise ship that appears to be abandoned. The movie isn't excellent, but it doesn't deserve to be on WatchMojo's worst horror movies of the century. It's not a bad movie. There aren't very many true scares, but the plot is good. The mystery of the deaths on board the ship and why the ship stayed hidden for 40 years adrift in the ocean is intriguing and suspenseful. It draws you in and reveals itself slowly, but not to the point that it's boring. The main characters are also well written. It follows a likable team with realistic goals and personalities. They aren't generic and they aren't stereotypical. It gives the events more weight because the characters are so easy to like. It makes the deaths very impactful, particularly the death of the team captain Murphy. Just because I said there aren't very many true scares doesn't mean none at all. The movie isn't filled to the brim with jump scares and hair-raising moments, but it gets pretty scary. For example, in one scene, Murphy sees the Antonia Grazia's dead captain's face in a mirror. Or in another scene, the main character Epps follows a ghost girl to a closet in one of the rooms just to find her body hanging in the closet. But the most famous scary sequence of the movie is the best. It's the opening of the movie in 1962 where we see people on board the Antonia Grazia having a party. Suddenly, a wire snaps, brutally cutting through all of the party guests except for one little girl who's too short. The scene is jaw-dropping and terrifying. The effects in these terrifying, intense, and even beautiful scenes are top-notch. The effects are mainly practical ones, as opposed to the cheap and awkward-looking CGI mainly used in the early 2000s, which could get pretty off-putting looking. Using the practical effects helps make the scary parts of the movie even scarier, and it also enhances the overall beauty of the movie, like in one of the final scenes where we see the ship destroyed and all of the newly freed souls float off to heaven in a very powerful moment. Well, having good characters, an exciting mystery, compelling writing, incredible effects, and a handful of powerful scares may not make Ghost Ship a masterpiece, but it's hard to see how it could be a bad movie with all of that going for it.